Welcome back to Stocklabs for another market recap. And it was a softish week for markets. We were up last week, we were down the week before, we were slightly down this week. So we've kind of entered a little bit of a choppy period in the markets where, earlier this year it was kind of like every week was up, which was cool, but also a little bit monotonous. So this week we've got the Qs down 90 basis points, S&P down 1.12%, IWM down 1.3%, and the Dow Jones down 1.9, almost 2%. So Dow really stuck out to the downside this week. Bonds also bad week, down almost 4%, 3.75% ish. Not sure if it's like inflation story is coming back. I mean, people are obviously preparing for another rate hike that should come this month. But long-term yields are pressing back up towards the highs again. So we'll see if that causes, any bigger problems for the market. So far, it's kind of weathered the storm, but definitely something to keep an eye out on. And crude oil was up 3.6% this week. So actually, this was the first. I think crude was up last week as well. So, a rare back-to-back up week for crude oil. So we'll see if this is like a little bit of a trend change from recently. Recently we've had a lot of back and forth on crude. Basically one week up, 1 week down. So now we had a kind of upish week last week, and we've got another solid up week this week for crude. So maybe investors come for some of the explorers, in the coming week or something. They've lagged some, but yeah, we'll see. Good week for crude. Gold, flat. I mean, up 25 basis points is not anything that's going to get the gold bugs any more riled up than they already are. So if we look at our industries and subsectors, you can see it was pretty broad on the downside. Technology down 1.4%, industrials down 1.6%, healthcare down 1.6%. Those were the three worst. Utilities down 1%. And then we had some flattish performance from services, down 35 basis points, financials down 45, and consumer down 76 basis points, with basic materials very slightly up. Median materials stock up 22 basis points. So as far as subsectors, we even didn't really have hardly anything that was up over 5%. EVs did okay, up 5%. I think Tesla had a good week. And on the downside, there's also not a whole lot on the downside either, but there are more overall stocks down than up. Oh, it reminds me, the leadership stocks, they were another mixed bag this week. So we've got, Tesla had a good week, up almost 5%. That basically was this performance of the entire EV sector. Meta was up 1.25%. Meta has released a new product called Threads, supposed to be a direct competitor to Twitter. And first iteration of the product, there's not a whole lot to it. It's kind of just a feed, and you can basically follow the people that you follow on Instagram automatically as a start. But there aren't a whole lot of features out there. So definitely Twitter is a more robust platform up until now. But people are kind of optimistic on Threads. I don't know if they just want something new or what. But NVIDIA also up 0.4%. Google down 23 basis points, Amazon down 0.5%, Netflix down 0.5%, and the rest, Microsoft and Apple were down 1% and 1.7%. So, I mean, overall, you could see like Tesla's plus 5% week is giving 32 basis points to the upside to the entire group, but really there was general weakness over here. And I think out of the two largest, so Apple and Microsoft are the two largest stocks in the entire world. They were both leaders on the downside here. So, definitely some softness in the leadership stocks. If we look at our breadth, so we said breadth was kind of just, generally soft with the market for this past week, industry-wide. And then if we look at the breadth by market cap, got 1 to 5 billion down 87 basis points. 5 to 10 billion down 53, slightly better. 10 to 50 billion down 71, kind of in that same range. 50 to 100 billion worse, down 1.42%. It's not that encouraging. And TerraCaps, 100 billion plus market caps, down 1.7, the worst of the bunch. So the selling was happening at the top of the cap ranges, 50 billion plus. Overall, you can basically just say it was kind of like a profit-taking week. And maybe that's all there is to it. But definitely we had, the market came out kind of flattish for the start of the week and then just drifted down, just general selling the whole, most of the week. So, yeah, that's basically how it went. We look at this week's prognosis from intelligence. Not a whole lot on the bullish side again. Several weeks in a row now, and Stocklabs is really not that keen on picking out stuff it's expecting to bust loose. We do have the home builders on here. Real estate has been a big story, especially since I think a lot of the consensus was that when rates went up and stayed up, that housing was going to have a prolonged period of pricing pressure, which has just not materialized. I mean, prices are holding steady or even moving to the upside again. So home builders could be a good trade. People will have to look to new builds, probably more than existing homes being put up for sale. We've also got Europe bullish, Dow bullish. Okay, Dow was the worst one this past week, so maybe it bounces back. And we've got VIX. We've got bear VIX is bullish, so bear VIX, which VIX has been bearish for months and months and months at this point. If we look at the downside expectations, we've got consumer discretionary. So what falls under here, think like big box retailers. Even Amazon still, I think, falls under this, even though AWS is the profit center. Got inverse Bitcoin is bearish. So, okay, bullish Bitcoin this week. Got bearish small caps, bearish. So bullish small caps this week. Gold miners, I forget if this is a bull or a bear ETF. It's JDST. I think it is. I think the ETF is bearish itself, maybe. Don't quote me. Okay, UVIX is bearish, so we said VIX is bearish. We've got bear Tesla is bearish, so bullish Tesla this week. Tesla already had a strong week this past week, like we saw. Maybe some continuation this week. Another bear VIX reading. Oil D, this is oil and gas exploration or oil producers. So this, I think, is a bear ETF and is bearish. So bullish oil and gas this week. Cannabis bearish, as always. Crude oil bearish this week, but only moderately so, right? This ETF, I think, is 2x levered to the downside. Stocklabs thinks it might drop 4%, so maybe crude drops 2% this week. I don't know. Just retraces some of the move that it made this past week. Anyway, yeah, so I think probably you're looking at a mixed week, maybe starts soft and finishes stronger. We're still working off this overbought signal from before 4th of July. And yeah, we'll just go from there. Again, summer months, it's pretty low key. Lots of people on vacation. And any correction that comes about will not be severe. I mean, okay, let's just say the market is not going to start moving really fast in July. You know, even if it trades down some, it'll be a slow crawl rather than just like a bottom falling out of equity. So for the most part, everything still remains safe, even though the last couple of weeks have been choppier more than anything. So that's all from me. Be back next week. Good luck out there and talk to you later. Bye.